Takara Tomy, Transformers Generations RATBAT. And now, his bio. Oh, f*** it, I can't read this, it's in Japanese. Who the hell cares? eBEFOREi is back, bitches!
Straight from Japan, it is Transformers Takara Tomy, RATBAT. Hey, I don't mean to offend anybody. Hey, welcome back, eBEFOREi Video Reviews. Yes, I'm back. It's been a long time. It's been months. And I've had a lot of personal stuff going on in my life, a lot of scandal. And I'll tell you all what that is in a future upcoming subscriber bonus video. How much will that cost you? We'll negotiate that later. But anyway, the reason you're here is Transformers Generations, an import Takara Tomy's RATBAT. And not just RATBAT, Senator RATBAT. How ridiculous does that sound? I'd vote for him. This is a guy who is actually a repaint or a remold from the Generations Scourge figure. And so here he is. When I first saw this guy, I thought, another remold. But it's RATBAT. Come on, I mean, look at this guy. He has a bat on top of his head. How ridiculous is that? So anyway, I had to pick him up. The colors look great. I like the idea of a cassette tape from the 80s. The guy that fit inside Soundwave's chest branched off in the comics and actually became leader of the Decepticons. Did you know that? It's true. It's a true story. And so I like the idea of this figure, and actually looking, at least in the package, the remold works great. Let's take a quick look at the box. I can't read any of this. Let's take a look at the back of the box. All right, his strength is in the middle. His intelligence is a little bit higher. His speed is about the same. His endurance a little bit lower. Rank is pretty high because he's the leader of the Decepticons. His courage is low. His fire blast is kind of in the middle, and his skill is way high. And I just say that because you got to count, and I don't like counting on the reviews. On the bottom, though, I have to point out that you've got Pac-Man, and again, he's crying because the dot is rotten. It's spoiled, and they're making him eat it. You'd cry too. Anyway, that's my review of the box. Let's go ahead and get this guy opened up. He's part of the 30th anniversary of Transformers. Very excited about this. Imported again from Japan. So let's take a look at him. All right, so here's RATBAT. He's opened up and out of the box, and he's looking pretty cool. I like the way this guy looks a lot. Let's take a closer look. All right, so he comes packaged in his robot mode, and that's why we're starting in this mode right here. And the head sculpt is really fantastic. It's a brand new head sculpt. Looks nothing like Scourge. It really looks great. He's got kind of a nice yellow paint right there in his eyes. And there's no light piping because it's all paint back there. But he's got a real nice light color in the eyes and the same kind of color on the side of his face. And the really cool part is if you look on top, he actually has a bat head. You see that? He's got the ears and the two eyes on top. And so there's a lot of things you can do with this when he's in his vehicle mode, and we'll play around with that a bit. A couple of fan modes, and we'll get into at least one of those here in a few minutes. He's got the gold crest here on the chest. The Decepticon symbol looks fantastic. Even the dark part is paint. It's not exposed, just unpainted plastic there. Some dark plastic in the abdomen. You've got the purple piece right here. Gold showcased right on the shoulders, which looks great. Gold on the forearms, purple fist with black hands, so the two contrast quite nicely together. You've got gold in the kneecaps, and his feet carry over that two-tone black and gold look. I mean, it really looks great. Articulation on RATBAT is really fantastic. I mean, again, if you're familiar with the mold, you know what you're getting here. But the head, albeit not on a ball joint, it's on a swivel. His arms are on a swivel, elbow joint on a hinge, fists rotate back and forth. The waist rotates, which is great. Ball joint in the leg, hinge on the knee. His feet pivot left, right, up, and down, so you can get a lot of really good poses out of RATBAT. Now the wings, you can leave pegged up high like that if you want to. You can also put it down if you want to have him have almost like a cape look to him, and that's really up to you on how you want to pose your version of RATBAT. Now transforming him is really not that difficult at all. The first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and straighten out the arms just like that. You want to push the fists inside. You want to turn the forearms like this. You want to put his hands up in the air. You want to pull these gold bits out. Rotate the outer arm back down. And squeeze everything back together again. You've got a peg right there and a hole on top of the gold, and you basically just make a little deal just like that. Rinse and repeat on the other side. Take the whole chest area, rotate it like that, turn it back around so you can see what you're doing. You want to take the chest piece, and you want to bring this piece right here down so it slots right underneath that waist bit right there, just like that. You want to take the bat head and just kind of swivel it down like that. And at that point, you can take the arms and kind of squeeze them up against the body real tight. You want to turn the whole thing around, separate these wings, come down to the feet, point the toes, and basically push it in so that you get rid of the seam. Just like that. You want to take the legs, you want to twist, push them up just like that so it fits above the legs. And you've got a peg here and a hole right there, and you want to marry those two up together. Now you've got some tabs right there, and you want to fit the legs right underneath the tabs of his little waist section. You just kind of pop them in place like that. Last thing you want to do is you want to take the wing joint. You want to bend this section down right here so that you can put it flush up against the figure. And again, you've got these tabs underneath, and this is going to just peg right underneath them. The wings are going to come up, and after you get those wings snapped in, you just have 2 more steps. You want to open up the landing gear here. So you just reach your finger in there, pull these bits out. There's a little tab right there to make it easy for you. And then you do the same thing on the back. Squeeze everything back together. And at that point, you're ready to pose up your RATBAT into vehicle mode. And he looks fantastic. Let's take a closer look. So again, I knew what I was getting here with the mold itself. I mean, there's not a whole lot different other than the obvious head here in the back. But the colors really make this guy pop. I mean, look at the purple on this. This is every bit kind of a shockwave purple. The purple, the black, and the gold look great together. As is typical for Takara Tomy toys, he's got the real nice paint, the gold paint here in the windows. And again, some of the carryovers as Robot. He's got the gold here, gold in what was the chest, the really awesome Decepticon symbol right there. You've got the black paint right here down on the downward swoop of the wing, which is great. On the bottom, I mean, everything just fits so compact. Again, if you know the mold, you already know this, but it's just really a great vehicle mode. Now, the one thing that offsets this from Scourge is the bat head on the back, and that right there is awesome. Let's take a closer look. Do you see how the bat head comes through there? I mean, he's got the eyes just peering at you. And the bat ears, I mean, this guy is RATBAT. And the fact that his head pokes up and it looks just as if he's glaring at you while he's flying, it kind of looks a little bit like Megatron in his Prime incarnation, but he looks really, really good here. And once again, if you want weapon storage underneath, you can clip this on right underneath the wing, and it'll stay there quite nicely. Looks great. Now, fan mode, you can turn this head around. You can kind of put the legs down. There's a number of things you can do. Kind of tilt the head. I turn the whole thing around. And like that, you can kind of have him in his bat mode. Now, there's a lot of different ways that you can do this, and I suggest that you look up other YouTube reviews, check some other video clips on some of the forums out there, and you'll see some really, really creative bat modes for RATBAT here. But this is one that I just threw together real quick for the review, and it kind of works. Grr, grr. I'm watching you. That's my review of Takara Tomy's RATBAT. Again, highly recommend this figure. Import pricing isn't too bad. So if you like the mold and you happen to be a RATBAT fan, definitely pick this guy up. Thanks again for watching eBEFOREi video reviews. Your support has been fantastic. Moved into the new house, got internet, obviously, as I've uploaded this video, and I'm ready to crank them out once again. Tell your friends about me if you like what you see. You can follow all of my videos at youtube.com/eBEFOREiNet. If you want to follow me on Facebook, I'm facebook.com/eBEFOREi. And if you're on Twitter, I'm at E_before_I. Thank you so much for your support. We'll see you again real soon.
I know what we'll do one day.
Go ahead.
One day we'll get me, when I'm all liquored up, sit me down in front of a transformer, and you can just do a whole episode on how a girl transforms a transformer. And that'll just be under the comedy section. People involved.
All right, so boys and girls, you heard that live.
Oh, no, you're joking. I would not be doing
And Autumn is going to be doing some reviews soon. Oh, why do they use so much tape on these boxes? This is the most tape ever. Could have used this when I moved. Let me get this open. We'll be right back.